And we are back, folks, for the next parts of the GT40 build. First of all, of course, part number 63, and spoiler alert, this is a pretty simple one because there are kind of two parts to it, and if you're following along with your own, you can see that anyway. But the only two pieces which we've got are the knockoff centre for the wheel and half of the wheel itself. And then it simply says, put the outer wheel and wing nut to one side for later use. And then the only other part here is to activate the light and sound features on the Ford. You'll need 3 batteries, and then mentions putting the 3 batteries into the pack. I'm not bothering with the batteries for now. I might do at some point, but I'm not really concerned about that. And then it's just telling you how to put the batteries in, and you can use the throttle pedal to make noises, that kind of stuff. But that's it. So it's a pretty easy one to kick us off with 63. And spoiler alert as well, if you haven't looked into any of these issues yet, this particular episode is all about building up one of the wheels again. So very much a throwback to when we first started. But that's it for 63. Now on to 64. And with that, we are, of course, on to part 64, and this one is carrying right on from where we just were. This time, though, with the other side of the rim. So we've got this piece, and, of course, our centerpiece. Set those to one side. Okay, so retrieve the wheel outer from the previous stage. So that would be this one, I believe, 63A. Align the holes in the wheel center with the pins on the wheel outer. So just pop those on there like that. Press the wheel center firmly into position. Yes, we have done that. Flip over, position the wheel inner, of course, onto the other side. We've done this plenty of times by now, so we know what we're doing. Okie dokie. Now this one was a bit more of a pain in the ass than the other ones. For some reason, it didn't really want to go together. I think some of the paint on the orange section may have bubbled over the edge a little bit, and I hadn't quite pushed it all the way in. I'm sure that's an issue which other people have probably had as well, but that one is now done. And of course, that is, with these two pressed together, stage complete. So that is 64 done, again, pretty quick. And now, of course, on to 65. Okay then, folks, so we've got part number 65 now. As you can see, I've gone ahead and got started on this one because this is another one of our boiling tyre situations. Also got some tissue and tweezers for that. And if we flip on through to the back, we have, of course, the tyre. So retrieve the right rear wheel. Yep, we've got that one here, of course. Then fill the container. Yep, we've already done that. Boil the tyre, and then, of course, once the tyre is pliable, as we've done before, I believe this is actually the first time we've done one of the rear wheels, though, which would explain why the tyre was bigger. So, of course, the wider tyre section, or wider section tyre even, on the back compared to the front, which is why I'm using this different container. It wouldn't fit in the other one. And then, of course, we just have to work that over the rim. So I'll do a bit of a time jump, since that is it for part 65, and show you, of course, when the tyre is on the rim. And as simple as that, I may as well have not turned off the camera because it was pretty easy. Very nice weight to that tyre. And yeah, just popped straight on. So as I said, I did cut the video. I may as well have left it on because it only took a few seconds anyway, but I would recommend on a couple of the tyres, or in fact on each of the tyres so far, I've used a slightly different method. For this one, I found that because I'd left it boiling for long enough and it was super pliable, just place the rim on the desk, then put the tyre over it, then just put your weight onto the tyre. That will be more than enough to pop it over the first bead, and then for the back bead, just work it around with your hand until it pops over. But if the tyre has been boiling for, I mean, this was maybe 5-10 minutes, then that's more than good enough for it to pop on really easily. So that is it for 65, and now, of course, on to 66. And so, for part number 66, we are once again stepping back into the world of braking, and we have all of our parts here. And, of course, tweezers, number of screwdrivers, etc. So, we have... Step 1, insert the 3 pins of disc brake 1, 66A, so 66A here, into disc brake 2. So of course that's simple enough. Press the 2 parts together. Whoops. Seems simple enough, he says, as he fires the brake across the room. So those two are together, of course. Place the end of the drive shaft over the end of the drive shaft joint. So we have that piece and this piece. It appears this one's plastic, this one's metal, as shown in the image. So like that, I believe. Align the corresponding holes. Of course, they're not going to stay like that, but we can do it as best as we can like that. Step 3, insert the smooth end of the pin. Very small piece there. Very easy to lose, no doubt. Insert the pin there. Insert the smooth end of the pin into one of the side holes in the drive shaft. Push the pin through the joint and back into the shaft, securing the parts together. Leave the rough part of the pin protruding. Okay, that would appear to be done. You can see the end here that they mentioned protruding just a little bit. Okay, the rough part ensures that the pin is fixed in position and can't slip out. Leave the rough part, carefully use flat pliers to finish inserting the pin. So, right, okay, so they're saying that you need to insert this so the rough end is in and then that's keeping it in. Right, okay. Aha, that sounds promising. And indeed, that is in. Okay, nice. Now, step 4, position the disc brake assembly onto the wheel hub. So if we set that aside for a minute. So we've got our hub here, another metal piece, nice weight to it. Set the hub around that way, tripod mode. Smooth part of the disc on like that. Insert the hub boss into the center hole of the disc brake. Bingo. Turn the disc brake assembly over. Okay. With the wheel hub mounted, place the caliper, ding ding, onto the wheel hub in its position. 2 parts for it, of course, to go straight on there. The pin on the hub must be inserted into the right hole. Yep, we've done that one. Secure the caliper with an FD08. Good stuff. Insert the drive shaft joint. So if we flip that one upside down again. Insert the drive shaft joint into its hole in the center of the wheel hub, which would appear to be that way, as shown in the image. If we flip over. Step 7, retrieve the wheel, bingo, still warm, and place the wheel hub and disc brake assembly onto the post on the inside of the wheel. A notch in the brake disc aligns with the post in the center of the wheel. So I'm guessing they're referring to this little post here. Bingo, straight on there. Good, good. Step 8, turn the wheel over and secure the hub with an FD02. Of course, going in here. Okay, so we have that fixture there, and it is rotating well, as you can see. And then retrieve the wing nut, which of course we have here, and press fit it over the screw. Like that. And then stage complete. So that is it, of course. Got a nice collection of each thing we've been doing so far being put together, and that is 66 done. Now, of course, on to the final part for this time, 67. And spoiler alert, part 67 goes back to the first part in this episode as well, because it's a pretty simple one. And if we jump to the back, we've only got 2 pieces, which are here. I may as well get them out off camera. But we've got another part of the next wheel, and of course the knockoff as well. And then all we've got is step 1, carefully store the wheel outer and wing nut received with this stage for later use, with then just some extra information on the tyres, etc. of the GT40. So once again, that's a holdover for the next time around, or at least a future time. And with that, that is 67 complete, and of course this episode complete. So a pretty simple one, mostly centered around the wheel this time, and that's another wheel done. The first of the rear wheels this time around, a big old chunky wheel. And of course, or chunky tyre even. And of course, I'll see you next time. But for now, thanks for watching.